Hey guys, it's Heather Glenn here, and today I'm going to share with you three tools that you can use in your business to help you be more organized and more efficient. So, as your business continues to grow and you're working with more customers and your team is growing and you're working with more coaches, it gets even more important to have tools to help you stay organized and to help you be able to do repetitive tasks in a more efficient manner. At the beginning of this year, I spent some time looking at different technologies that can help me in my business to be able to stay on top of all the activity that was going on. So I didn't feel like I was all over the place and working all hours of the day. And so these three tools have really helped me to be a little bit more efficient and to be able to just keep my head on straight with all of the things that are going on, not only in the business, but also in my life. So the first one that I want to share with you guys is the one that's up here on my screen right now. And this is called Hootsuite. Hootsuite is a social media scheduling platform. There are other ones out there. I know Genevieve and Kelly have been using Mav Social, which is a free option. I think you can have multiple platforms in there. So if you're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, I don't know that Pinterest is available to do posting like this. But I know those three definitely are. And you can also, at least I know in Hootsuite, you can put in your challenge groups, your team pages, so that if you want to schedule posts to go out in your challenge group or in your team pages, you can do that as well. So there's Hootsuite, which is what I use, and then Social Mav, and I believe there's something called Social Sprout, but I'm not sure if they have a free option. So you may want to check that one out and see, what options they have there. Hootsuite has a free option, but I believe you may only be able to put two, maybe three different platforms on there. So, maybe only Facebook and Twitter, for example. So you'll have to look into that. I actually ended up using a paid version because I have multiple social medias that I like to use. And so for me, it was worth the investment to be able to be on all the different platforms and in all the different groups and be able to schedule things out. So you have to make the decision for yourself if you want to, you can always start with a free version and then move to a paid version if you feel like you're really utilizing it. So this is just an example of the inside of Hootsuite here. And basically in the publisher, and I'm not going to show you everything that Hootsuite does. I just wanted to give you guys kind of an example. But you can go in here and see I've been able to put in all of my different platforms. So I have Twitter, which I actually don't use very often. I have my Facebook profile, my Facebook business page, and then I have my challenge group. I have the Diamond Dash that I'm leading, obviously for you guys here in the Diamond Dash group. And then I've got my Dream Chasers and the Fit Republic, my team pages where I can post stuff in. And then I also have Instagram and LinkedIn as well. So I've got all of my social media platforms loaded, and then I can easily just compose a message here. If I were to type something up, I can add in links, I can add in images, and then of course the nice feature is being able to schedule these out. And so then once you hit schedule here, your post gets scheduled out, and then when that timing comes around, it'll just automatically go out onto your social media. So it's been really helpful for me to use this. If, for example, I'm leading a challenge group or I'm leading a training group for the team, I want to have something post maybe late at night for the next day, I can actually have it go out in the middle of the night so that it shows up in the group, but early before anybody else would get up. And so, when people get up in the morning, it'll be there first thing, and I don't have to worry about staying up till really late the night before to have it post. I can just have it scheduled so I could actually write the post during the middle of the day, but schedule it to go out late that night. So this has definitely come in handy for me. And especially if you're really trying to build a presence on social media and you're trying to make sure you have regular posts going out, say your goal is to post 3 times a day, but you know that you can't always be on your phone or at your computer posting at those 3 times a day that you want to post, you could sit down during your work time for your business and think of the 3 posts that you might want to share, say for example, for the next day, and then schedule those out, maybe 1 in the morning, 1 midday, and 1 at night. And then those will automatically go out the next day. And then all you have to do is worry about coming back in there and checking in on it. And so that works out really nicely, even especially on the weekend, if say you have weekend plans, but you still want to have a presence on social media, you could have some posts scheduled to go out over the weekend. And again, then just kind of checking in at your leisure to see if there's any comments or anything on those posts. So I would encourage you guys to check out either Hootsuite or Mav Social, and just play around with it. You might be surprised how helpful it is for you. I know some of us, myself included, can sometimes be intimidated by technology. The best way to kind of get comfortable with it is just to go in and play around with it. And who knows, you may fail or make a mistake, and that's okay, because that's how you're going to learn. So then the next platform I want to show you guys is Asana, which is this to-do list that I've been using. And the cool thing is there's actually an app that goes on your phone. And so you can keep it up to date while you're not at your computer, and you can also update it here on the computer. And so you can see this project I have is for the Fit Republic website. So these are things that we're still kind of updating on the website. You can see over here on the left side under projects, I've basically created different kind of work categories or projects that I'm doing. So for example, you can see like I have a daily activity tracker. So those are kind of the daily things I might want to do in my business. I might have the work that I'm going to do for my challenge group, or I may have some things that I need to do for customers or recruiting or team or the Diamond Dash that we're doing. And so I have those chunked out so that during my day, if I've scheduled 30 minutes to work on my team, I can go into my team folder and I'll have all my to-dos there for just waiting for me, so I know what needs to get done when. So if I was to use this Fit Republic website as an example, you can see I can go in here and edit the dates for when I want it to be done. I can, write the to-do here. I've got it in my folder. I can always change the project if it moves to a different project. I can even assign it to different people. So for example, Kelly and Genevieve both have their own Asana accounts, but I've given them access to this particular project folder. And so when we're working on a project together, for example, I can assign out tasks to Genevieve for her to do, and then she can make notes in it that I can read, or she can check it off so I can see that item is actually done. So it's not only great to keep yourself organized, but you can actually work with your teammates on the tasks that you need to get done for projects that you're working on together. So this has been a really great way for me to keep all of my to-dos in one spot and organized by the project at hand, basically. So I found a lot of times I would kind of jump from task to task. I might be working on a challenge group thing, and then all of a sudden I'm thinking of recruiting or something for my team, and I kind of would get distracted and then end up not being very efficient with my time. And so now what I do is I designate whatever I have time allotted for Beachbody that day. I will pick particular areas or projects that I want to work on, and I'll go into that folder specifically and then just stay focused on those tasks for that particular area, so that if I'm working on something for my team, I stay very focused on the thought of working with coaches and not thinking about challengers, which can be, really something different to focus on. So this is a really good, and this is also free. You don't have to pay for this. So this is definitely, and there's a lot of to-do list programs out there. I've tried a couple different ones. This is one that I feel like I've kind of settled into a little bit, and it seems to be working for me. So I would definitely check this out. And again, you just have to play around with it and see how you want to set it up so that it works for you. And then the last one that I wanted to show you guys is called Evernote. And Evernote is, think of it this way, it's kind of like your electronic notebook. So what I found is when I had a paper notebook, I might take notes on one page about maybe a potential customer that I'm talking to. And then on the next page, I might be writing my agenda for my team call. And then on the next page, maybe I'm taking notes from the national wake up call. And then what happens is down the road, if I want to remember to go back, maybe look at something, I thought I heard that in a national wake up call, but then going back and finding that page in my notebook was like crazy hard. What's cool about Evernote is it's basically a notebook, but you can organize everything by different topics so that, say, for example, you guys can see like I have my Dream Chaser meetings here. So in that notebook, I can have all of my notes from all the meetings and keep them all together, which is really nice because then I can always go back and look at my notes from the meetings. And then the other thing that's wonderful about this is that I can then, because I've typed all of this out, I can copy it and I can either paste it in my team page, I can send it out in an email without having to type it from my notebook, or without having, a bunch of different electronic documents, like Word documents where I'm trying to save all this stuff and then trying to find all of that on my drive. It's like everything can be here together, which is really, really awesome. The other thing that I really love using on here is I've created a social media notebook here. And then what I do is I can say, if I'm coming up with ideas for daily posting themes, or if I just jotting down all these ideas I have of things that I want to share on social media, I can do that. Or maybe I have post ideas for recruiting, or maybe there's like some coach training stuff, or I even put my hashtags in here so I can just go in and copy paste. So now the cool thing about this is that there's also an app for this on your phone. So what I found useful is, I don't know, if I'm out and I'm doing a social media post and I want to get all these tags in there, I can just go into Evernote on my phone and copy all those tags and then paste them right into my social media so I don't have to type them all out again. Or, I'm pretty infamous for when I'm getting ready in the morning, coming up with ideas. And it's like, I have my phone there. I can, if I had an idea pop into my head, maybe for a social media post, I can go into the app and just quickly type it out. And then it'll just populate here under my social media ideas so that when I go back in to, say, sit down and create my social media posts, I'll have all those ideas there and I can just choose and pick ideas from my folder. Other things that I have in here, I'm jot down ideas for my wellness programs that I'm creating. If I have any meetings with my personally sponsored coaches, I can keep track of all of those meetings in here. And again, if I'm taking notes of to-dos for my coach, I could copy and paste those in an email to that coach. So that's really cool too. And then the other thing you can do, I have something I called it standard content, but this is something I just started creating. But for example, if I have an email that I send to all my challenge group participants at the end, say to follow up with measurements or invite them to the next challenge or the coaching opportunity, I can create like a standard email I want to send to them and keep it in here. And then I can just copy and paste it. And that way I'm not recreating it or looking back in my email to find out what I sent last challenge. So that's kind of nice. And other ideas for that, if you have a standard email that you send out to new customers, you could put that in here. Just any kind of standard responses you have, save them in something like this so that you can easily go and find them and just copy and paste them without having to recreate or search all over your email or all over your hard drive for them. So I really love this program, and this is also a free format. So you can see the three things that I've showed you today, the Hootsuite or Mav Social for your social media, the to-do list, and then Evernote here, they're all free. So you can totally use these, and you don't have to all of a sudden throw all three of them into the mix at once. You could literally just start with one and start integrating it, see how it works for you, and then try the next one. And you will definitely see some efficiencies in your business, and your information is going to start to stay more organized, and you guys are really going to love this and feel like you're on top of your game. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, comment below. We'll do our best to answer those. And I hope this was helpful, and that you at least try to use one of these to be more efficient in your business. Thanks a lot, guys. Good luck. We're almost done with the Diamond Dash. Congrats on all your hard work. And again, comment below if you have any questions on those 3 things that I shared today. Thanks.